Hello, Signets, it's BB. I am here for a walkthrough of the Tarot of Aphrodite by Natasha Fromm. This is a deck that when I first saw it, I was positive I was interested and tentatively thought okay, could this fulfill all of my Aphrodite Venusian pink girly girl dreams? And not speaking for others, because if you're not a girly girl or a girl at all and you love this, that's wonderful. But I'm a girl and I'm a girly girl. So that's how I see this deck, as a reflection of me. It's in this amazing box. It's really sturdy and it has some info on the back. Really beautiful. It's not perfect, right? Because I don't think it could be perfect if I didn't make it. You know, everyone has their image and their reflection of their taste and their preferences and their personality. And so it's not my deck, but it feels so close that I feel very seen and very happy, and I cannot wait to start working with it. Let's see what it says here. An homage to the divine feminine. Femininity and fine art. The Tarot of Aphrodite is the answer for all lovers of the fine arts, vintage and women. An exquisite curation of sensual art while keeping the integrity of the traditional tarot, this 79 card deck is ideal for everyone, no matter if you're a newbie or a longtime tarot reader. Let yourself be touched by the gentle beauty of Venus. This is a deck that features existing art, and the guidebook doesn't discuss the imagery. It just references what the art is, the year, and the artist, which is a great jumping off point. So this is our little white book. Images used in this card deck are subject to the Wikimedia Commons license, public domain. They can be used commercially by the creator of this tarot deck due to the fact that the death of the artist whose works were used in this deck is already over 70 years ago. Therefore, the exclusive rights have expired. Faithful reproduction of two-dimensional public domains works of art are public domain. Okay, so little disclaimer there that there's no copyright. And then, for example, we have the Fool. So it's going to have, some of them have their own titles, which we'll go through. And for example, the Fool is the birth. So it's going to tell you on the birth which card it represents in the traditional titles, and the artist, the name of the painting, and the year. So off of that, you can do your own research on, what the imagery represents and things like that. I'm really familiar with a lot of these images, but I'm not super familiar with the artist names because I didn't do a lot of art history studying in school, or even fine art study in school, even though I love it and I should have, it's never too late. But that's what the little white book consists of. Yep, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, very straightforward. The backs are Botticelli with a paisley. I don't love the paisley, but I don't hate it. Okay, let's go. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm way too excited, and I feel like I don't want to miss anything that I want to say. Okay, so that's the little white book. Let's finish up with the box. Okay, so this is cute. A little clunky for my taste. I like line drawings, but this isn't my favorite. But again, it doesn't bother me, Okay, Aphrodite, goddess of love divine, with you our hearts and soul entwine. May your blessings be upon us all as we answer to love's eternal call. Very cute. I do love roses. Again, it feels a little millennial, which I know I am one, but Sometimes it's like a vibe and sometimes it's not. But the front of the box is great. And like I said, it's really sturdy, really high quality. I like the two-tone pink. A good one. Okay, so we have a couple title cards. We have this one that mirrors the cover of the box. And then some information. The Tarot of Aphrodite, graphic design, curated and text by Natasha Fromm, copyright 2023. Again, Natasha Fromm, all rights reserved. Images are subject to the Wikimedia. Okay, so it says the same thing as it says here, just covering all the bases, you know? Okay, then we have this little quote or poem. I don't know who it's by. The back is really pretty. I do like the arches. It's very on trend for graphic design right now, but it doesn't bother me. You're gonna hear that a lot. Crap, okay, I should start thinking of other vocabulary for not offensive or indifferent. I think it's very pleasing. The paisley back kind of takes me out of the era, and I don't know what kind of like choice that was, if it was just like, oh, this is pretty and frilly. I would have liked to have seen something that was more of the era that the paintings were from, question mark, or even better, like of the Greek or Roman era, right? Like a subtle pattern from the Greek or Roman era. This paisley feels like the wrong like culture, and it also, not that that's bad, it's just like in my head that's how it reads, and then it also feels like of a different time, you know? Maybe it was the same time, but it like another place in the world, you know? Reminds me of like Indian culture or something. But overall, it's really pretty. Okay, so this poem says, "O Aphrodite, Lady of Cyprus, goddess of Venus, may love fill our hearts, beauty our minds, and joy our soul. May we be blessed with elegance and grace. May your love and beauty elevate us in your name, so mote it be." Sorry, I'm like down here. Okay, so that's the second title card. Let's look at the cardstock and finish. The backs are also similar. We'll talk about those in a second. This has the most beautiful, I don't think I'm gonna be able to show it very well, edging. It's a dusty pink. I don't know if it's reading that way. Hold on. And it's obviously metallic, and it's just so beautiful. I like that. I like that it's not like a hot pink or, I don't know. I think that was a really good choice. Okay, so the cardstock, it's really sturdy. It's not, it definitely has a core. It doesn't, I don't want to bend it further than this, you know? It doesn't feel like it's gonna crease or anything, you know? But I think it'll be a good shuffler, and I'm sure they'll loosen up with time, but it feels very strong, which is nice. It's very matte. It's not a rose petal finish. It's just very matte. It makes it feel like the printing doesn't pop as much because of how matte it is. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell. No, it looks great on, on camera. It does have a lot of layered borders, which I kind of dig. I like the framing of these images. It helps me focus on them, and then it makes certain colors pop, like the water down here, really beautiful. The colors of the borders are great. I love the font. Again, I don't love these scrolls. I think a scroll was a good choice, but I feel like it looks a little too modern, or it looks a little too Asian rather than European scroll, you know? Just if we're staying on theme. And again, these are just my aesthetic opinions. It does not mean that this is a bad job whatsoever. They're overall very beautiful. So this is the back, it's the Botticelli. The starbursts, it feels a little graphic design 101, you know? It would have been cool, like I would have probably made the bursts come out of the solid line rather than be inset like that, and maybe overlap on the inner dotted line. Maybe made them a little bit bigger. Again, the paisley is really beautiful, but it doesn't feel like it's right for this deck. I don't know. Color-wise, it's fun and great, and like there's nothing like this, and it's so well thought out, and you know, it is very designed, and I really, really appreciate that. So it's still like amazing to have in my hands, and probably one of my top 10 decks, really, and I just got it. So all of these critiques are kind of just nitpicking. I don't know, like it's kind of like I've been watching a lot of like RuPaul's Drag Race for some reason, and it's like when RuPaul has to eliminate people from the competition, it's like you already made it on the competition. RuPaul thinks you're great, you know? Like you're the best of the best. These are the ways that you could improve, you know? So that's kind of the spirit of like what I mean when I'm critiquing this kind of stuff. Okay, let's get into the cards and see if I have any. I don't know if I'm gonna have comments and. Okay, we have the Birth, AKA the Fool. I love this card. I think that the art is incredible. I love that all these cherubs and fae are surrounding Venus. A great start. The Magician, really love this. Got kind of a High Priestess vibe from it, but if we're going with all, you know, femme representation, I definitely see it. There's power. She has like a staff or a scepter. Loving these colors. And then this made sense. So for the High Priestess, it's now the Seer. I don't know, honestly, I say that, but it looks like these could be switched. Like this looks like the Magician to me, and then this looks like the High Priestess. I think they could be definitely interchangeable, but I guess the Magician does have like more power, and the High Priestess is more like intuitive. Both really great. Obsessed with this art. Okay, so the Empress is Aphrodite, obviously. Very Empress energy. Even has something that looks, it doesn't look like a pomegranate, but like taking the place of a pomegranate. Looks like she's on Mount Olympus. I love this. The Emperor is Aries. The colors are so beautiful, so realistic and moody, and the draping of the fabric, the details of like the skin and the muscle, so great. It's so cool to see him look so strong and be also in such an open and vulnerable position, and look at ease in this position, you know? The Hierophant. I don't know. I mean, I do like this image, but I don't know how I feel about this image in the context of the rest of the deck. I don't hate it. I'm curious to see, like, I mean, this looks kind of Greek Orthodox or something, and that would make sense. The Lovers. Very straightforward, very good. I do like it. Hi, Anais. I like the use of purple. I like that this figure here looks protective and loving. Anais, please don't. And this figure is just so enraptured in like joy and safety and love. But it does look like there is like a defense, like defending their love or defending their right to be there, or like something's going on. So like I do like that element of external forces in the world, like affecting your choices or affecting like the ease of your choices. Oh my gosh, please excuse my cat. She really wants my attention right now. You're pretty. You're pretty, girl. The Chariot. This is gorgeous. This looks like a ceiling. It looks like a ceiling painting. I don't remember what those are called. Very pretty. Strength. Seen this a lot. Love it a lot. Leo rising. Very cool. Love all the colors in it too. And there's no force in this. This is just a bunch of cats and looks like a wolf hanging out with their mama. You know? The Hermit. This is amazing. This really is like introspective, simplistic. You're not gonna have a lot of like luxury in the Hermit because that's not what it's about. It's like the soul searching. She's alone. It's not necessarily set at night, but it's darker than the other images, you know, so you get that nighttime feel. And I know you don't get the flame of the lantern, but you get the little flower behind her ear, which kind of feels like candlelight, you know? Love this skirt too. The movement. She's hooded. Great choice. The Fates. So this would be the Wheel of Fortune. And it's the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone. And the Fates were, in Greek mythology, 3 witches or 3 women that could see the future, and they would also like cut like a thread when someone died. I know this from like Hercules. I'll put some more information if that's inaccurate. But that's what I remember from Hercules, and I loved it. Like that's, yeah, because everyone was like a thread. And when they went to cut Hercules, they couldn't do it because he was half god. But I think this is a great image, and I think this is a perfect choice as far as the Fates for the Wheel of Fortune. We have Justice holding a mirror up to the world. Love that. Stillness. So instead of the Hanged One or the Hanged Man, we have Stillness. I don't know, I'll have to sit with this one. Maybe I'll look this work up online to see if there are any kind of like analyzations done on this, you know, symbology. Because this could get kind of mixed up for me with like the Four of Swords, you know, so we'll see. We'll see what this means. But I do like the image. Death, this is great. I like how witchy it is. Like this is like classical witchy. There is foreboding here, and there is like a sense of solitude or grief, you know, that like if you're experiencing something, some kind of loss, that really that inner journey of grief is your own. I do like that. Oh, this is so pretty. Temperance. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of temperance happening here. It feels very luxe, but maybe I'll look this one up too. I do love this image. I think it's great. The Devil. This is like so good. So good. I was gonna say great, but no, it's like better. It's better than great. Okay, I love that it's blue. I love, you know, like devil in a blue dress. I think that there's something, blue can be so calming and peaceful and welcoming, but it can be so creepy, and I think this nails it. I think blue can be like more subversive than red for some reason. Maybe because it's like the devil's mischievousness or like brand of like evil, if you will, like is not outright, right? Like the devil or Satan was an angel and is known to be beautiful and charming and all these things. And so like once they like get you into like their clutches is when they kind of reveal how dastardly they are. So the blue feels less aggressive than red. It feels like unassuming, but very scary, freaky. Love it. The tower, I like it. Running away from catastrophe. The star, very straightforward, very traditional, very pretty. The moon, yeah, I like it. I mean, it's not like gripping me at the moment, but I do like it. This is great, feels kind of 90s. The sunflowers remind me of my childhood. Judgment, this is great too. I love these pillars and the openness of this figure. And the facial expression too, just kind of impartial but wise. I think that's a great choice. And like the heavens above, the land sprawling below. The world. Love this. I really love anything with like the water when it comes to Aphrodite. Very, very cool. What's this here? Oh, it's a big fish. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so these aren't really like, this is how they came, but they're kind of not in order, kind of are in order. You'll see. So this is the Queen of Wands. Perfect. Perfect choice. I've always loved this image. The way that like they can illustrate a sheer like silk garment, like I don't know, it's so beautiful. Really just to add, really like passionate power there too, you know, very sensual. Okay, we have the King of Wands. I don't know, he doesn't feel, maybe he's taking a break. I do love his outfit and the setting. I guess they are usually seated as well. I can dig it. The Princess of Wands. Yes. She's ready to go. And the Priestess of Wands. So I believe that it goes Priestess, then the Princess, then the King, and then the Queen is the highest. That's kind of how I take it. This is beautiful. Love it. And I am getting Wands vibes. I don't know, like their energy level, like for the King and the Priestess are kind of low, but I do get where it was going. Okay. The Ace of Wands. Yes. The energy, the passion. I see it. The Two of Wands. Your own like inner power. The Three of Wands. This is beautiful. I like the little boat down there. Four of Wands. It's a party. 5 of Wands. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. These are good choices. Like, I'm understanding them, you know? 8 of Wands. Aww. Like, literal message. 9 of Wands. Love. 10 of Wands. Okay, the next suit. So the highest court card is the Queen of Cups. Perfection. The King of Cups. I don't know how I feel about this one. I like the image, but we'll see. Yes, Princess of Cups. We have a little mermaid. And the Priestess, this wild priestess riding on a, what do they call those? It's like, it's not, a porpoise. That's what it reminds me of, a porpoise. Okay, Ace of Cups. Yeah, the beginning, the curiosity, the first emotion, the start of some new landscape, emotionally, intuitively, a new dream. 2 of Cups. Yes. It looks like an angel and a human. Or maybe it's just like the love of Aphrodite to like Eros, or, you know, Venus and Cupid, like mother son. I don't know. Seems a little risque for mother son, but it could just be innocent. I should definitely look this up. This is really intriguing. 3 of Cups, yes. Oh, I love it. They look like water sprites. 4 of Cups. Yep, I dig the energy. 5 of Cups. Oh, definitely. This reminds me of like Hollywood movies from like the 30s, 20s and 30s. 6 of Cups. The iconic image that was in everyone's living rooms in the 90s is definitely in mine. The 7 of Cups. This is really stunning and really interesting. I'd want to look into this one too. Like what the story is here. How I can apply that to the 7 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. Oh my gosh. The 9 of Cups, yes. Wow, so stunning. 10 of Cups. Just total like fulfillment, completion, joy. The Queen of Swords. Seen this one a lot. Definitely works. The King of Swords. The Princess of Swords. I'm feeling this too. The Priestess of Swords. Yes. Very Joan of Arc vibes. Ace. Two of Swords. So, okay, so maybe I should give a tiny explanation if this seems odd to you. And I saw it in another card too. I think it was the 5 of Wands. But these are what you would call putti. and they were in like Italian Renaissance paintings, and they were kind of like cherubs, but like a secular version of that, and they represented art and beauty, and they loved to kind of interfere or influence like humans, you know, interfere in their lives or influence them in their choices. And so what they're doing in this image, and I think what, like how I interpret the Five of Wands image, is that they're trying to influence this human in like two different ways. And that's where you get like the Two of Swords. Like she's kind of like, should I listen to you? Which one should I listen to? It's like literally angel and devil kind of on her shoulder. But yeah, so you'll see them in humans' ears a lot, or just kind of like observing human life, because they were very entertained and like fascinated by it. I know I've shown it before, but this is upside down. So turn, I guess I can just go around. Hold on. Oh, can I see it? This is my little putti. Or it's not, putti is plural, so it's actually puto. And his name is Leif. But yeah, I have that tattoo with my best friend, and I love it. It represents like art and beauty and mischief, you know? Okay, so we have the Three of Swords. I love that one, the little puto down there. I know that's a bad word in Spanish, but it is not a bad word in Italian, okay? The Four of Swords, lovely. The Five of Swords. Wow, yeah, very clear. The Six of Swords. The Seven of Swords, wow. That's really interesting. The Eight of Swords. Oh my gosh, is she like chained? Yeah, she is. Ooh, that's scary. Yeah, that's really good. The Nine of Swords. I don't know, the stakes seemed higher in the Eight, but I understand the imagery like fitting the Eight better, you know? The Ten of Swords. This one I'm not getting like the intuitive hit. There is a calla lily. So, I mean, that's the flower of death. I don't know, I would look into this meaning as well. It is pretty though. Okay, last suit, the Queen of Coins. Very luxurious. The King of Coins. Yes, very almost severe. The Princess of Coins. Wow, I love that. The Priestess of Coins. I like this like earthy take on here. The Ace of Coins. Two of Coins. Three of Coins. I love that this collaboration is so, I don't know, artistic and like fulfilling in a creative way, even though we would like associate that with wands. Like this is still accomplishing something and working together to do so. I really like it. The Four of Coins. Wow, the Five of Coins. Ugh, obsessed. The 6 of coins. I wore my funky pearl ring just for this purpose. I have a lot of pearl rings. Pearl is my birthstone. Rose is my birth flower. 7 of coins. Yeah, I like that. 8 of coins. This is gorgeous. Definitely see it. The 9 of coins. Summer. This is a mood. And the 10 of coins. Okay, let's give it a shuffle. Oh, it's stiff, yeah. It still didn't shuffle too badly, but it's stiff. Can I bridge it? No, not yet. Yeah, it's really stiff. It hand over hands pretty well. I think once the cards kind of get broken in a little bit, it'll be better. But they are like slippy in like a good way, you know? Okay, we got Queen of Swords. Princess of Wands. Okay, so I'm reading this as like kind of how I can have my best day today. And I think what it's saying is to cherish your memories and tap into the joy of like happier times and simpler times, but to not live there in the past, and to use your rationality and your sometimes not harsh, but critical mind, you know, and cut it out, you know, cut out like the sulking or the wishing for the past or things like that. And know that, like, remind yourself of the facts that like you have so much to look forward to going forward. And today to tap into your energy and your inspirations and your drivers and motivations to do the things that are going to make the present and the future live up to or surpass, you know, the past, but also to be a student. So maybe not have to take the lead in everything, you know, but listen and follow suit sometimes. And sometimes following suit is you're marching towards something and you're taking action anyway, you know. Don't rush into things. Don't get ahead of yourself. It's interesting because I want to think of the princess as the page, which is why I said, you know, be a student. And I still think that applies, but the princess, I think, in this deck is the knight, which is why we see her looking so, I don't know, like militaristic almost, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's see if I have any pairings for this deck. Hi, I'm back with some pairings. Okay, I have so many and we're just gonna try them out because I honestly don't know if they're going to work. Let's see. If you can hear dogs barking, I'm sorry. It's the day before 4th of July and I don't know, they're excited. People are out doing things, you know? Okay, so I have categories of pairings. I'm gonna go through the oracles first. I pulled 3. The first one is the Vision of the Muse oracle. This is a collage deck and it's very different, but it's very like Venusian. Let me like move this over, okay. Everything's fallen because of Anais, but that's okay. Yeah, I think this looks really cool. What do you think? You know, this doesn't hit as hard, let's see. But see, it depends on the card, right? Because this one kind of does. I think this could be really fun, and it like modernizes it a little bit, brings it into the modern world. Let's do one more. Got Jim. We've got Jim and the King of Coins. Wow. Pause, Perception, King of Coins. That really feels like it fits. Like very unexpected, like an odd couple, but I like it. Okay, cool. Vision of the Muse is a go. Okay, the next deck that I pulled was Amor at Psyche Oracle. So this is like an Art Deco vibe. Yeah, I think it could work. It's very romantic, you know? Very soft. Yes, 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 yes. Me likey. One more? Yes, one more. How's that luxurious feel? Okay, the last oracle that I pulled was the Hedge Witch Botanical. So this one obviously is known for having a lot of negative space. And this really brightens it up, like a different mood for sure. This isn't my favorite, but like I think I could do it with maybe the opposite, where we would do, I don't know. I would definitely only do one Hedge Witch Botanical card. And I could do it in like a tableau, you know, with other decks. But the colors don't always correlate, you know? I do kind of like this picking up this sash, even though the sash is green. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Okay, not the best, but the other 2 oracles were great, so I call that a win. Okay, my next category is the wild cards. So the first wild card deck that I chose was the Abyssal by Shelley Corbett. Let's see how this feels. Like also a very, oh yeah. Even like the hints of gold in it. Very emotional deck. Oh, she understands the assignment for sure. Nudity warning. Wow, very sensual. This, I mean, okay, so the Abyssal can be pretty shadowy, you know, but what this deck is doing to it, the Aphrodite, it's tapping into like the sensuality of it, you know? lightening it up a little bit. This is great. I do like this. Okay. Yay, yay, yay. The last walkthrough I did, I couldn't really match up pairings with the deck, and it was bumming me out. I think it was the literary tarot, and I was like so sad about it. So it's very exciting to have to have decks that work well with this. So the other wild card I got was the Tiger Tarot, to see how this works. So we have like Greek, and then we have Tiger Tarot is influenced by like the 2000s and also medieval. Oh, I love it already. It's so lush. Okay, let's see. So lush. I'm so sorry if you can hear that dog. I'm so sorry. Yes. And the pink is like picking up hints of the pink in the Tiger Tarot. Wow. I might have to do like a perfect pairs with this, with the Aphrodite Tarot. Okay, I won't continue with this, but like, yes, it's a vibe. To me at least, I love like the color in it. Okay, so my next category of pairings is, I don't know how to describe this, like classic. This isn't the box that or the bag that it came in, but like classic tarot, like old school tarot, I guess. Like old school being like 80s, 90s, 2000s. So not really, like not OG, but so like, for example, the Enchanted Tarot. Let's see. I feel like this deck is so versatile. Or maybe I just have, I don't know, because like not all decks, even if they're of a similar style to another deck, like work, you know, like fit well. I don't hate this, but I don't love it because I think the Enchanted Tarot has such a clear, they have so much variation in their color schemes with like these borders and everything that it's not really serving the Aphrodite Tarot. Does that make sense? Okay. So kind of a miss, but that's all right. Okay, so the other one that I picked up for this pairing was the Celestial Tarot. So we have a blue deck and a pink deck. I know it's not focused. Let me fix that. I don't know. I don't know. Is blue and pink, is it too strong? I mean, I don't hate it. I think I have these like Celestial Tarot in order. Let's see. Let me do a quick shuffle and then one more set. Okay. Let's do. Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of dig it. Like it's for a specific mood. It's not all the time, but it's not offensive in any way. Okay, that's interesting because I thought maybe these like old school, or really just kind of the generation before mine, tarot decks would work well, but it seems like the more modern ones are really fitting, which makes sense. This was a deck that's recent. It was made by, I believe, a younger person. I should look that up. I don't really know much about Natasha Fromm. Okay, next category is kind of golden, but also very classical imagery, classical art. So we have Botticelli and Visconti. Visconti, this is just a majors only. See how black like interacts with this deck. kind of a lot. I mean, and the black isn't, I think, the part that's a lot. I think the gold is a lot. I think it's, well, because, okay, so we're thinking like, this is Renaissance or post-Renaissance even, because this could be like 1700s, 1800s even. Oh, let me look, I bet you it's Victorian. Let me look it up. Let's see, King of Wands. Yeah, it's Victorian, 1883, late Victorian. So suffice to say that like very sophisticated, very detailed, very realistic imagery. And then next to this medieval, very crude, like no perspective imagery, it's like not vibing, especially with like the thick black border and then the gold on top. Like it's just not, it's not hitting. Okay, let's check out the Botticelli. I think that this is a little easier on the eye. But I don't know if I would pick it. It's like not bad, but it's not great or impressive. I'm not even gonna keep going with it because it's not my fave. Okay, I have 2 more categories, 5 more decks, but like if you're enjoying this, please stick with me. If you've made it this far in the video, comment a yellow heart. Yeah, comment a yellow heart for me. Okay, so the next category is like modern illustration. And I don't really mean in like subject matter because both of these look like kind of old school and traditional, but they are by modern artists. You know, there's like a modern edge to them. So let's get into it. The Fyodor Pavlov is definitely a risk because it is a limited color palette. And so you'll get cards like this that have like just green. And it's on this kind of oatmeal colored linen. And that's a warmer tone. It's much more yellow than what we're seeing with like the pink. Yeah, not my fave. Too clashing in styles. Too strong of styles, you know? Okay, so the Crimson Hysteria. Now this is white, pink, gold, and red is pretty much everything that's going on in this deck. So this will be interesting to see. I don't know. And some of these I think would look good if like they were flipped. So maybe 1, since this is big, there's a lot of negative space, and then 2 of the Aphrodite on each side. You know, one of the Aphrodite on each side, I mean. So it'd be 2 total. I think that the size and the size of the borders are kind of taking away from this being the star, you know? Okay, also not my fave. Okay, we're learning things here. I think so far the oracles and the wild cards are the best pairings. And then my last category is black and white. So I have La Flora, which the cardstock isn't exactly white, which I think is better because we learned in the Crimson Hysteria that it's not the best against this. Oh yeah, so this is kind of nice. What do we think? Yeah, that's nice. Like it adds a different element without overpowering. Like I'm not losing the message here, you know? Let's do one more. Yeah, I like that. Pretty, okay. I have the Regal Shadows. So this is similar in the fact that it is kind of Greek based. It might be too like brown yellowy. We'll see. That one doesn't look very Greek, does it? Yeah, it looks like the coloring, I think it would be great except for the coloring. This is more like a white base and this is more obviously like a brown. Not that the color is brown, but it just has like a brown tone to it. Again, like the warm and cool, it's not really going. What do you think? I think like the art itself works with it, but like the fact that the borders are so cool, it doesn't. It makes it not a match. Okay, and lastly is the Tenebrae Tarot. So this is a photography deck. Sorry, camera doesn't want to focus. And I thought I might love this combination, and I'm thinking that I might. And because it both feel so nostalgic and they're like different enough. It's definitely a different type of mood, right? But I think that like the images and the color of like the black and white is so neutral. Like it's not too warm and it's not too cool. And I like the vintage vibe. It's like they can stand on their own and also kind of be harmonious together. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think it's the best visual pairing, but I do think it can work. And I think that these are both like strong decks when it comes to their voice. I don't know, I don't mind it. Okay, so those are my pairings. I hope you enjoyed. I know that it was excessive, but I really wanted to see all of these together, and I'm glad that I did because I learned a few things. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you enjoy my unboxings or my flip throughs or my walkthroughs, please give this video a like, a thumbs up, you know. Turn your notifications on if you'd like to see when I'm posting new videos, and subscribe to my channel if you so desire. I really want to thank you for being here. Thanks for being curious. Thanks for being my friend. And my mom's coming, I gotta go.